Hello and welcome to today's math lesson. Before we start our lesson, make sure you have your equipment ready. If you don't, pause the video, grab your equipment and start the video again. Again, the same as always, we start the lesson with retrieval practice. Pause the video for 10 minutes, have a go with all questions and start the video again. Here you can see all the answers for the starter question. Change to green pen and self-mark it. Today's lesson is about the area of triangle. So if you didn't manage to do question F, listen carefully to today's lesson, then you would be able to do it. Well done if you managed to do all 6 right. As you can see, the LO for today is to know how to find the area of triangles. That's the first step that we're going to learn, how to find the area of triangles, and then second, we will find the missing lengths using the area. If you find in the area of any shape, you need to know the formula of the area of that shape. In here, we find in the area of triangle. So first of all, we need to know how we can find the area of triangle. What is the formula of area of triangle? Let's see. So this is the formula of area of triangle. You need to have that written down in your book. So area of triangle is half of base times perpendicular height. So again, if you times base by height, by perpendicular height, you need to half it at the end. You need to find perpendicular height, times it by base, then half your answer. Let's see how we can find the area of triangle then. In here, I have a triangle, but I have 3 measurements. I have 6 in here, 8 in here, and 10 there. But which 2 number do I need to use? You need to make sure, don't confuse yourself, because in your test, in a question, they will give you more information than you need. So you need to make sure you choose those information that you need, and you only use those numbers instead. So let's look at this one. In a formula, we said base and perpendicular height. If you remember, base and perpendicular height need to make the angle of 90 degrees, the right angle. So between these 3 sides, between these 3 numbers, is only 6 and 8, these 2 lengths that make a right angle, make an angle of 90 degrees. So that's why I only use 6 and 8. This is the right angle in here, so I need to only use 6 and 8. One of them is base, one of them is perpendicular height. So now if I want to find the area of triangle, as I said, times base and height, so you times 6 by 8, then whatever is your answer, you half it, you divide it by 2. Half means divide by 2. So for area of that triangle, I do 6 times 8, which is 48, and then at the end I will divide it by 2. So I get 24 centimeter squared. The unit for area is always unit squared. So again, times base by perpendicular height, whatever is your answer, divide it by 2. Half it, divided by 2 to find your area of triangle. Pause the video, have a go with the video question. Again, for finding the area of triangle, you need to make sure you find base and you find the perpendicular height. And those 2 lengths need to make the angle of 90 degrees. In here, if you look, I have 6 and 8 to make the angle of 90 degree. These two are perpendicular, so I times 6 and 8, I get 48, half it divided by 2, you get 24 centimeters squared. So it's exactly the same things as the first one, it's just been swapped around. Height is 8 in here and base is 6, but in the first one, height was 6 and base was 8, and I didn't use 10 in any of them because 10 is not the length, is not the perpendicular height, is not making any 90-degree angle. So that's why I'm not going to use 10. Well done if you managed to do it right. Now again, you're finding the area of triangle, but if you look, the triangle looks a bit different. So we need to make sure, because the formula of area of triangle was base times perpendicular height, then half it. So you need to make sure first step you find base and perpendicular height. And as we said, you need to look for angle of 90 degree between those two lengths. Again, you can see I have this perpendicular height in here and this base in here. So I can't assume this one is right angle, so that's why I'm not using this one, because I can't assume this is right angle if the question didn't tell me. But if they're drawing that like that, that means it's a straight up, and if they're drawing like that, this means this is a straight horizontal line. So that's why I am sure this is the angle between this line and this line, it is 90 degree. That's why I'm using that as a perpendicular height and this as a base. So now let's find the area of triangle. As we said, for area of triangle, base times perpendicular height, then divide by 2. So 10 times 4.8, if you times 4.8 by 10, your decimal point moved 1 to the right, so you get 48. Then you need to half the 48. If you half 48, you get 24. And the unit is unit squared, so it's 24 centimeter squared. Pause the video now and have a go with the video question. Now let's quickly go through the answer. First step, make sure you find the perpendicular height and the base. In this case is 3.1 and 12. So you ignore all the other number. So you need to times 3.1 by 12. If you remember, for timesing decimal number, you ignore the decimal, so you times 12 by 31, you get your answer as 372. Then you have 1 decimal place is in total, so you put that 1 decimal place back, so you get 37.2. So if I times 12 by 3.1, I get 37.2. Then I need to half my answer because that was the formula of area of triangle. That was the formula. I have to half it at the end. So your last answer, you need to do that division though. If you don't know what is the half of the 37.2, you need to do 37.2 divide by 2 using the short division, using the bus stop method, to find the answer as 18.6, and the unit is unit squared, centimeter squared. Very well done if you managed to do this one right. Again, finding the area of triangle, but again, different kind of triangles. Just be careful with this one. As we said, formula for area of triangle, base times perpendicular height, divide by 2. So I need to find the base and I need to find the perpendicular height. To find the base and perpendicular height, we need to make sure we make the angle of 90 degree. In this case, I can't make a line in here. I don't have any line in here. So what I need to do, I need to just extend this line and see what's happened. Because I'm sure this is perpendicular height, so I use this one. So this is definitely perpendicular height, so I use this one. If I extend this length in here, you can see you have the angle of 90 degree in here. Yeah, so I just extended the base to just make sure, yes, I have a 90 degree angle. So this is perpendicular height, this is base. But Make sure you extended the line, but you don't care about that extended bit. The number that you're gonna use is only 10. This is the number that I'm gonna use for base. I don't care about 4, I don't care about 12, and I don't care about this extended bit. Go back to the formula. Base, which is 10, times by perpendicular height, which is 3.7, then half it. So 10 times 3.7 is 37, then half 37 is 18.5. If you don't know how to half it, do the division. Do 37 divided by 2 using the short division. Then your answer is going to be 18.5 centimeter squared. Pause the video, have a go with the do question. Again, in here, I know which one is the perpendicular height, which is the straight line up there, the straight vertical line, which is 5.8. Then I extend the base to make sure, yes, I have a right angle in here. So the base that I'm gonna use is gonna be 10, and I don't use 6 and 13. What I'm gonna do now to find the area of triangle, base, which is 10, times by perpendicular height, which is 5.8, and then half it. 10 times 5.8 is 58, half 58 is 29, and the unit is centimeter squared. And here is the last type of the question that you can get to find the area of triangles. In here, I'm finding the area of triangle, but this time the perpendicular height, as I said, the perpendicular height and the base need to make the angle of 90 degrees. If you look at that dotted line in here and this line in here, you can see the angle of 90 degrees in there. So that's why this 6 is base and that 6.3 is the perpendicular height. So the two numbers that I'm going to use is 6 and 6.3. The area of triangle, base times perpendicular height, and half it. So 6 times 6.3, which is 37.8, then half it. Use the division, use the short division to do that. And then your answer is going to be 18.9 centimeters squared. Now, pause the video and have a go with the video question. Same thing happening in here. Again, base and perpendicular line height, because the angle between this line and this line is 90 degrees. So that's why I'm using 5 and 5.5. So I times these two numbers and then half it to find the area of that triangle. 5 times 5.5 is 27.5, then half it, your answer is 13.75, which the unit is centimeter squared as well. Don't forget, in this case, in here, you have to do the division. You need to do 27.5 divided by 2 using the bus stop method, using the short division. Now, pause the video about 10 minutes, have a go with all questions, and start the video again. Now you can see all the answers. Make sure you times base by perpendicular height, and you need to half it. Don't forget to half it. Then don't forget about the units as well. Units for area is unit squared. Very well done if you managed to do all of them right. Now you can see different type of questions. The question giving me the area and they asking me to find the missing links. I have the area of the shape, which is a triangle, as 24, and I need to find that missing length in here. So let's go back to the formula of area of triangle. The area of triangle was base times perpendicular height, then divide by 2. So which means if I times 8 by a number, then I divide the answer by 2, I get 24. In this kind of question, when you have the area, when you want to find the missing lengths, you always go backward. So the last step to finding the area was dividing by 2. So if I'm going backward, instead of dividing by 2, I need to times by 2. So I times 24 by 2 to get 48. So again, because the last step of area was to divide by 2, and because you're going backward, instead of dividing by 2, you're doing opposite. You times by 2. So you do 24 times by 2, which is 48. That 48 means you have a multiplication of 8 and another number, and your answer was 48. So which means if I do 48 divide by 8, I get the other one. So that 48 was the multiplication between a number and 8, and I'm looking for this number in here. So which means if I do 48 divide by 8, I get the other one. So 48 divided by 8 is equal to 6. So which means that missing length in here is 6 centimeter. The whole things that happening, as I said, when you have the area and you want to find the missing length, you need to just go backward from the time that you find the area. So for finding area, you times base and perpendicular height and then half it. So now that you have the area, you want to find the missing length, you times by 2 instead of halving, and then you divide by one of the lengths that you have to find the other one. Pause the video and have a go with this video question. Now in here again, I have the area and I'm finding the missing lengths, but we need to make sure we know which one is the perpendicular height, which one is the base, and what I'm looking for. You can tell this is the perpendicular height and this is the base because I have the angle of 90 degrees between a straight horizontal and a straight vertical line, so they make an angle of 90 degrees. So it means if I times 4 by a number, then I divide my answer by 2, I get my answer as 6. Now I need to go backward to find that number, isn't it? So the first step was to just times by 2 because at the end I had dividing by 2. So if I'm going backward, I times 6 by 2. So 6 times by 2 is 12. So which means I have 4 times a number equal to 12. So I'm finding that missing number. To find that, I use 12 divide by 4, which is 3, which means that missing length in here was 3 centimeter. Very, very well done if you manage to do this one right. Now again, same type of question, but different type of triangles. Again, we need to go backward. So when we have an area, when we want to find the missing lengths, we go backward. So instead of dividing by 2 at the end, I need to times by 2. So I times area by 2. If I times 25.2 by 2, I get 50.4, which means if I times a perpendicular height by the base, which is the missing length, I get 50.4. So to find that, I need to do 50.4 divide by 7.2 that I have to find the other lengths. For doing that division, remember when you had a decimal number dividing by another decimal number, you used to write them as a fraction. times the denominator and numerator both by same power of 10 to get rid of the decimal numbers, the small places on a denominator. So in this case, you times top and bottom both by 10. So if you do that, you have 504 divided by 72. If you do that division, your answer is going to be 7. If you don't remember, you need to go back to the division and just see how you can do that division. But your last answer is going to be 7 centimeter, which means that missing length in here is 7 centimeter. Now pause the video and have a go with these video questions. Now again, I have the area, I want to find the missing lengths. So the first step was to times the area by 2. So if I times the area by 2, I get 37.6. Now I need to make sure I pick the right numbers in here. Which 2 is perpendicular height and base? If you remember, that was the perpendicular height and this was the base. So the number that I need to use is 9.4 and I'm looking for this one. So now I need to divide 37.6 by 9.4. Again, for doing that division, write them as a fraction, times numerator and denominator both by same number. In this case, you need to times by 10 to get rid of the decimal places. So you're going to have 376 divided by 94. If you do that division, your last answer is going to be 4, which means this missing length in here is 4. Now here is 6 more questions for you to practice. Read the question carefully. In each case, you have the area and you finding the missing length. Pause the video and have a go with all questions, then start the video again. And here at the end, you can see all the answers. Change to green pen and self-mark it. Make sure you don't forget the unit. This is the end of the lesson today. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Stay safe and have a good day.